Today we're going to talk about 8 secrets to improve the way you use languages in your D&D games. In most fantasy worlds and the real world, I suppose, there are a multitude of different languages, and using them to good effect in your games can really elevate the quality of your game and make it more fun and engaging for your players. Oh, by the way, these aren't really secrets either. I just needed something flashy for the title and thumbnail, so yeah, just, I'm a sleazy jerk, whatever, here we go. Number 1, use language to inspire mystery. A scrap of paper indicates that an ancient scroll contains the information the group needs to close the white portal. But the scroll is in an ancient language that must be translated. The characters might spend downtime doing so, or they might just need to seek help from a linguistical scholar who can help. Speaking is hard. Or the PCs find the journal of the Mage of Middencrust, but it's written in a language none of them know. They are able to do a quick translation after a few hours, but only some of the words, ones that you predetermine, can be translated. This gives them clues and points them in the right direction, but leaves a lot unknown. Number 2, roleplay unknown languages realistically. The PCs encounter strange plant-like characters that none of them understand. They must resort to signing and drawing images to communicate. And when you run that at the game table, there is no speaking while doing this to avoid metagaming. The wizard character wants to translate the journal of the Mage of Middencrust. However, translations require time, perhaps lots of time, because they take lots of time. So enforce this. And during that time that they're translating this journal, you could have lots of interesting things happen. It is the job of the dungeon master, remember, to put obstacles and challenges in the game. Otherwise, you don't really have a game worth playing, just sitting around and life is wonderful. By the way, if you're looking for really cool D&D 5e adventures that you can use on Roll20, my team and I are now publishing them. We recently released The Hobgoblin's Wife, a level 4 adventure where the characters must investigate increased aggression by previously peaceful hobgoblins. And our level 5 through 7 adventure arc, The Madness of the Deep, which features new aboleths and aboleth spawn, will be coming out soon. Our Roll20 adventures are designed to be drag and dropped into an existing campaign, and they contain everything you need to play. Maps with dynamic lighting, monster tokens and stat blocks, a complete adventure description with read aloud text, and more. You can browse our selection of Roll20 adventures at the link below. Number 3, let language be a source of problems. Bad translations lead to consequences and further adventure. The wizard might translate the journal of the Mage of Middencrust, but there are several errors in the translation that could lead the group down a different path. The dice could determine whether the translation went well or not, but you, the DM, can intervene and shape things too. Create adventure and excitement. If everything goes according to plan, where is the suspense? Where is the fun? The PCs might misunderstand what the plant-like creatures were trying to tell them, and then they make decisions, perhaps bad ones, based on their misunderstanding. As a DM, practice your poker face and allow this. It can be tempting to help them, but remember your role, creating obstacles and challenges. When things go slightly wrong, that's when adventure results. Number 4, don't let language be a dead end. Language should lead the game forward, not bring it to a screeching halt. When designing your adventures and campaign, do it in such a way that unknown languages are only an obstacle, not a dead end. If the PCs can't translate the ancient scroll themselves, that's okay. Remind them that there are linguistical scholars in the world. I like how I actually pronounced it properly that time. And one of them has heard of a place called Candlekeep that probably has more than a few. If anybody else is excited that I pronounced linguistical properly, let me know in the comments how excited you are for me that I can speak English. If the PCs have no idea what the Journal of the Mage of Middencrust says, and the information within is critical to the adventure, then have there be another way they could get that needed information. Perhaps they encounter the spirit of the mage's mayordomo, and she can give them some information, or help with the translation if the group helps her with a small task. Okay, so the group has no idea what the plant-like creatures are trying to say, and they are completely lost. Anticipate that. Build something into your game that will help push them forward if needed. Hey, can you do me a favor? If you are enjoying this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you love bacon and believe that bacon substitutes are heretical in nature, please let us know down in the comments. Number 5, choose languages well. Plan the languages you're going to incorporate into your adventures and campaign. See what languages the PCs can speak before you choose which languages the bad guys use. You can either intentionally pick different languages, Or if it's important that they can understand each other, make sure they have a language in common. Number 6, languages aren't static. Creatures that usually speak only X language could speak Y language if your campaign needs dictated. Why shouldn't those plant-like creatures speak Sylvan, which your druid PC also happens to speak? One of the orcs could speak Elven. I mean, she was raised in an elven village before returning to her people after all. My point is that you are the dungeon master. You can change anything you need to. It's good to decide why, either in advance or on the fly when a character inquires about it, of course, because this will fortify the verisimilitude of your game. Number 7, allow characters to learn languages, but don't allow it for free or to be done easily. Learning new languages is not easy. It takes time. And in fact, game rules exist for learning languages. And anybody who thinks learning languages is easy or doesn't take a whole bunch of time, let me tell you, I learned Spanish, French, and German back when I was in college, and they were intense courses which were like half of my credit load, and it took a lot of time, and I studied my butt off. Got really, really good at Spanish, was okay at German, and my French always pretty much sucked. But I can tell you from experience, and I'm a pretty darn smart guy, that learning languages is not easy, even when you're pretty much immersed in it. It takes time, guys. It really, really does. Now, as far as the rules existing in-game for learning languages, you have a couple. First of all, you have downtime. Xanathar's has downtime rules that literally gives you the option for undergoing training to learn a language, and it takes 10 weeks to do so. Plus, you have to spend some money to find a tutor, someone to actually teach you the language. And during that 10 weeks, this is dedicated learning. You're not doing anything else except for focusing on learning that language. And then, of course, you have the linguist feat, which allows you to get 3 languages of your choice that you just suddenly apparently know when you level up. Of course, my suggestion here is to create a reason that the character suddenly learns 3 languages. Justify it somehow to richen and deepen the role playing. Don't just magically be like, oh, I learned 3 languages. Make something up. Over the past month or 2, I've been getting lessons on the side or something to make it feel a little bit more realistic. But overall, my point is that since there are literally rules in the game to govern learning new languages, use the rules, don't just give things out for free. Number 8, avoid the NPC interpreter. Sometimes smooth gameplay trumps realism. For instance, what you do not want to have in a game is where the dungeon master is having a conversation with themselves. For instance, if you have those plant-like creatures and then the characters happen to have an NPC along with them that can speak with them, you could have a situation where the dungeon master is literally talking to themselves. They are role-playing the NPC and they're role-playing the plant-like creatures, just carrying on a conversation back and forth while all your players just sit there and watch. Instead, my suggestion would be to just assume that the NPC translator is interpreting and just have the characters carry on conversations normally with the bad guys or other NPCs in the game. And the same applies if one PC speaks the language and you need to translate. You want to allow all the players to participate in that social interaction, not just the one player who happens to speak that language. So let all the characters speak and just assume the one character is translating everything. Click on the screen right here to learn how to create a town or city for your game, or right down here to grab some of our awesome adventures off Roll20 for your D&D games. And until next time, I don't know, just insert some random bacon comment. That's what we usually do about right now. Bacon! Bacon!